We welcome you here courtside into the ICC Alumni Affairs and Foundation broadcast booth on the campus of Itawamba Community College for tonight's MACJC North Division matchup between the Lions of East Mississippi and the ICC Lady Indians. We'll take you to the floor now to the public address announcer, Sam Ferris, and he'll introduce you to tonight's starters brought to you by Coca-Cola. This has been the Davis Ford pregame show here inside the Davis Event Center as we welcome Jim Ingram into the broadcast tonight. Jim, a big matchup tonight. East Mississippi comes into the night 19-2 on the year, 10-0 in division play. ICC 17-3, 9-1. And if ICC wants to hold on to that opportunity to possibly host state tournament action right here inside their home coliseum, that is, they got to do something that nobody's done all year in division play, and that's beat East Mississippi.
You're right, Jordan. Big game tonight. Of course, we went down there and lost in overtime to them in a really good game. But we've got to win tonight. If we lose tonight, we will not be hosting, and East Mississippi will be the winner. If we win tonight, we got another game Thursday, and it'll all work out.
So an opportunity here tonight for East Mississippi to clinch the division. ICC, if they get a win, preferably they want that win to be by more than 7 points. That would get them more into the conversation of the tiebreaker. But at the end of the day, you got to win tonight. If you can win by 7, that would be great. That would get you more into the conversation there. So that's what we'll be looking for as the opening tip brought to you by First American National Bank, won by East Mississippi. And they'll pull up from way downtown to open up the game. Offensive board goes to the Lions, and they're going to get a fresh 20 seconds to set up the offense. That is Taylor Lattimore out top of the key. She runs the point, sophomore from Memphis, Tennessee. 4 starters in the lineup for East Mississippi. That is Daniels, Lattimore, as well as Metcalf and Riley. Hollings, actually the leading scorer on the team, is the lone freshman out of West Point. She wears the number 15 jersey, averaging 14 points per game. As another offensive board for East Mississippi, and this is an elongated first possession. Driving down the lane is Metcalf, fades away from inside the paint. It does go down, and East Mississippi has the first lead.
Gave them 3 shots, Jordan. They're going to take advantage. They're hitting the boards. We got to hit the boards. Early lead for East Mississippi, 2-0. 9 minutes left in the first quarter.
So into the offensive set for ICC, first time tonight. Gandy pass is going to be intercepted by Metcalf down the left side lane. As our point is good. Foul on top of that. And we'll see Metcalf go to the line for 1 free throw. As Keely Wilson in a one-on-one got a little bit of skin. That'll force her to the line.
Not a good start for the Lady Indians. Hey, it's early. We're down 4-0. 8:50 left in the first quarter. Got to take care of the ball. Got to steal. They got the layup now. They got a chance to extend it to a 5-0 if she makes the free throw. Their leading scorer, Ty Metcalf, already averaging 13 games. Got 4, looking for 5 here already.
First free throw from Metcalf up. It is off the back iron, no good. Rebound fought for. Burgess controlled it, but now it's going to be tipped away and lost. There's lots of pressure there on the block on Burgess as she was able to get that rebound, but as she tried to get it to Gandy, it was knocked loose, and now East Mississippi has the basketball, and we've played 1 minute and 30 seconds. They've probably held it for 1 minute and 20.
No doubt.
We'll see Lattimore goes to work, kicks back to her left side to Daniels. Daniels drives back, gives to Lattimore. Down inside goes the basketball, and it's intercepted and taken away by Tabria Gandy. Now Gandy, right here in front of us in the ICC Alumni Affairs and Foundation broadcast booth, brings the basketball up the floor. It sets her offense with 20 seconds on the shot clock. Picks up her dribble, kicks out top of the key to Whitney Watkins. Watkins and Gandy are tied for the team lead in points per game at 11.8 points per game. Shot clock down inside of 10. Gandy drives the lane, spin move, puts up right hand off back iron, no good. Rebound batted around, out of bounds, off the ladies in black, so we'll say it is off East Mississippi. So reset the shot clock to 20. This inbound will come from Tatiana Norman, who has subbed into the game. That substitution brought to you by Renaissance Bank. First substitution of the night is Norman. She comes on, subs off Keely Wilson. And the shot clock down to 15, and ICC works it into the front court. Left side goes Gandy, works off the screen from Burgess, kicks to Norman. Norman asking for a screen from Freelo, but goes right side anyway. Tries to get an extra pass in there, but she was fouled in the process. That's one thing that Norman brings to the floor for you, is she will attack the basket, and she draws a lot of fouls doing that.
Got a lot of speed, Norman's played very well for us the last 4 or 5 games.
Foul goes on Metcalf, her first personal, team's first, so 1 foul apiece here early on, as ICC will get a fresh shot clock, reset back to 20. Lots of contact on Gandy as she drives in the lane, kicks it out to Norman. Norman going to work, shot clock again, back down to 5 seconds for Gandy. Gandy goes left, back right, now left, steps from right inside the three-point line, no good. Offensive board, though, for ICC, but it's stripped away from East Mississippi. Nice job by Jemiah Hollings to get a hand in there, wrestle the basketball away, and ICC still looking for their first points of the game. 4-0, East Mississippi leads. They've really controlled the basketball here early on through the first 3 minutes of this one. The drive right side from Lattimore, shot up, no good. Offensive board is cleared by East Mississippi. Second chance goes up, it goes down, good, and a foul as well as Maddie Riley, the sophomore center out of Pickens, Mississippi, goes up and gets fouled in the process.
So that foul was on?
They had Norman.
Norman? Okay.
Got it for Norman. So we'll see substitutions for the Indians as Shamaria Overton comes back into the contest, or comes into the contest for the first time, as well as Tamoya Brownlee. Mariah Holland also onto the floor for the Lady Indians. Free throw is good. So out to a 7-0 lead for EMCC with 6:50 remaining in the first quarter. Gandy working against some full court pressure. Gets set, 20 seconds on the shot clock. Operating off the right side, man-to-man defense for EMCC. Overton drives the lane, kicks out from inside the lane, kicks to Watkins. Watkins back up top to Holland. Now Holland over to Gandy. Gandy drives in amongst the long arms. Quick in and out pass to Tamoya Brownlee, and Brownlee's able to finish it off the left side block.
Beautiful pass by Gandy. Got us on the board, 7-2 here early in the first quarter.
EMCC in a hurry down the floor. Now wide open three from the corners off the iron. It hits up top. It comes down and goes in. I have never seen a shot do that.
I thought it was out of bounds. Who hit that for him? Is that 21?
I believe it was 21, Metcalf.
Point guard, yes.
Who hit the three out of the corner. And I'm telling you, it hit off the back iron. It rolled around on top of the glass, then fell right down through the hoop. Nonetheless, 10-2. It's been all EMCC early on. 6:07 remaining in the first quarter. We'll take a break in the action and be back after this. This is ICC Lady Indian Basketball on the ICC Sports Network.
You live life on your own terms. You won't be told what you can't do. And we're here to back you. From the boardroom to the big stage, Renaissance Bank supports women striving for success. Because greatness isn't held to anyone's expectations, except yours. So if anyone says you can't, prove them wrong. Rise with Renaissance, supporting women in the communities they influence every day.
Well, Jim, as ICC goes back to work on the offensive end, there'll be a foul against 15, Jemiah Hollings. Hollings actually did come into the night as the leading scorer for EMCC at 14 points per game. It's her first foul, team's second foul. It'll send Tabria Gandy to the free throw line. But the story so far through the first 4 minutes of the game tonight has been Ty Metcalf. She's been able to do everything on the offensive end.
Very good. She's got 7 points. She's also guarding Gandy. We have got Metcalf with 1 foul. Be good to get her in foul trouble because she's very fast, Very efficient, good defensive player, and already got 7 points.
First free throw from Gandy is up and good. Gandy, the sophomore out of Starkville here on sophomore night. Inside the Davis Event Center, second free throw good as well, and that cuts the lead to 10-4. So the same 5 on the floor that started the game for EMCC. Pass gets kicked out wide, dribble drive down the lane for Metcalf, rolls around in and out, not there. Rebound goes to Shamaria Overton. Overton pushing the basketball up the floor, trying to get the ball to Watkins down the lane, and she had an open 3 from the wing, and it just bounced right into her ankles and went out of bounds.
Third turnover tonight for the Lady Indians. 5:35 left in the first period. 10-4 East Mississippi Lions.
And that turnover bug was something that bit last Monday night,
right,
and nearly got the Lady Indians in trouble against Delta. Hawkins drives the lane, trying to go up right side, and she's fouled in the process. And really, you can take your pick there, whether it's Brownlee or Holland. They're going to get Holland for the foul. First on Holland, third for the team. And it's just been a steady rotation to the bench for Coach Robin Porter here early on the night, is trying to balance foul trouble, but also trying to find the right rotation. And that's one thing I'll give her credit for is throughout the year. She's done a good job of using all those pieces over there on the bench. There's been some nights we've seen her go 13 deep from her bench.
You're right, Jordan.
Keeps the ladies fresh.
Means a lot to ladies, too, because they got to be ready to play. It means they'll practice harder in practice. They know they got a chance to play during the ball game.
First free throw up off the front iron, no good for Tapazia Hawkins. Second free throw up and good for Hawkins. So 1 of 2 off the line, and East Mississippi will immediately go into that full court pressure. Inbound pass goes to Overton, trying to work the base or the sideline here. She's going to be fouled in the process. They got 14 that time. Sierra Jackson for the foul, and really no question about that as Overton just dribbled right into her and a blocking foul called. So third team foul to go against the Lions here in the first quarter. So Gandy and Overton, a pair of point guards on the offensive end, as 3-point shot up from Watkins, no good. Rebound goes to East Mississippi's Hollings. Hollings, a good-looking athlete, stands in there at 6'1", freshman from West Point, and she's really done a good job on the boards here so far tonight.
Very athletic. As you mentioned, 6'1", doing a good job rebounding for the Lady Lions.
15 seconds on the shot clock, working the ball around the wing. Little weave action as it goes back, this time to Lattimore off the wing. Now kick goes into the corner. Dribble drive down the baseline from Hawkins, up off the glass, in and good. And offensively so far tonight, East Mississippi's had their way.
13-4, Lions up. 4:32 left in the first period.
Quick pass up the floor to Watkins, trying to break the press. You're going to get a foul on Topeza Hawkins. So that's the 4th team foul, but each of the 4 people that have committed that foul, they've only got 1 foul apiece, so not much foul trouble here early on for EMCC. 13-4, EMCC leads ICC, 4:30 to play in the first quarter. It's a look right at the rim for ICC is no good, and they're going to add on to that with a foul 85 feet away from the basket. Foul goes against Gandy. It'll be Gandy's first personal, team's 4th, so 4 fouls apiece for ICC and EMCC here early on.
Jordan had a layup. We just rushed it. Went off the back iron, and a good rebound for the Lady Lions.
So Jackson there. Great defense from Shamaria Overton, just staying right in front of the lady with the ball. She dribbles it off her foot out of bounds right there on the near side. And an unforced turnover will give ICC back the basketball. Now, Jim, already by my count, I've got 11 different players in white jerseys for ICC have seen the floor tonight. So we'll reset the floor for ICC. It's Shamaria Overton, Lamaya Pfeiffer, Whitney Watkins, who has the basketball right here, Demoya Brownlee, and also just checking into the game is Elizabeth Ingram. She has the basketball off the far side wing. 10 seconds on the shot clock. Entry pass goes to Brownlee. Brownlee goes to work. Whistle and a foul as she went up for the shot off the right side, and that's going to go against Topeza Hawkins. That will be her second personal. That will be a shooting foul, so we'll see Brownlee go to the stripe. And Hawkins comes off the floor, and we'll see Maddie Riley, who started the game, back on for EMCC. First free throw from Brownlee, back iron, no good. Brownlee, a sophomore from Holcomb, Mississippi. Seen a good bit of playing time here down the stretch this year. Need this second free throw from the sophomore. It's up off the back iron and hits off the front iron, no good. Rebound's tapped around. It goes right towards the baseline, but East Mississippi able to control it, and here they come. Quickly up the floor they go, and they just throw the basketball away. Well, they were trying to get it up the floor in a hurry to Taylor Lattimore. Lattimore wasn't looking for it. She cut to the lane, and it just sailed out of bounds and went 3 rows deep. They have to ask a student to go over there and get it, and now they'll be able to inbound it. So 13-4, EMCC leads, and it was just an early start on the offensive end for the Lions, the Lady Lions, that is, to really get them going, Jim.
They're playing very well, as you mentioned. They got a 9-point lead. They've now got 4 turnovers. We forced them a few turnovers, need to force more. We got to start making some shots, Jordan.
Entry pass comes to Watkins, who fades away off the block, off the back iron, no good, and rebound goes to Amaya Rush. Now up the floor in a rush, exactly as what you see from East Mississippi. Is right off that rebound, they like to push the basketball up the floor with Ty Metcalf. Nothing happening for Metcalf in transition, so she'll reset the offense with 17 seconds on the shot clock. Weave action out top as they got 4 perimeter players, 1 forward in the set, but they will go down deep. Shot blocked by Lamaya Pfeiffer as Lattimore tried to get it up right in front of her, but it's knocked loose out in transition by Lattimore. Great job getting back. Now Elizabeth Ingram gets in there, gets a hand on it, but finally it lands in the hands of Ty Metcalf, who lets things calm back down and reset on the offensive end.
Both teams with 4 turnovers here in the first period. 2:40 left first period. Lady Lions up 13-4.
Metcalf starts left side, now kicks back right to Rush. Rush back to Metcalf, now deep into the post to Maddie Riley. There's going to be a whistle and 3-second call as Riley had kind of camped out there in the paint, and she'd been standing there for a while. So another one of those unforced turnovers that we talked about, and that's really kind of been happening both ways. The difference is EMCC scored off the turnovers they forced.
You're right. We've only got 4 points with 2:25 left in the first period. We need to start scoring.
13-4, 2:20 to go. Shamaria Overton to work on the offensive side. 3 guards, 2 forwards in the set for ICC as Whitney Watkins drives the lane, puts up a floater right hand off the back iron, and his rebound comes out front to EMCC. 1 on 3, but Metcalf drives it right in there off the right side. Just kind of out of control. She missed the shot, and ICC's got it on the rebound. Overton down the floor, off the right side. She puts one up. Lots of contact. No foul called. Expected that one to go one way or another, but nonetheless, it lands in the hands of Elizabeth Ingram, and Ingram's able to finish it off the left side block. 13-6, 1:45 to play. There's a reset now offensively for Ty Metcalf. Metcalf, the sophomore out of South Haven. Hands off to Lattimore, comes back left, now kicks all the way to the left side wing. Double team right there, operated out of by Taya Daniels. Let's switch it back now to the elbow with Lattimore. Lattimore back to Daniels. Now top of the key, rush for 3. In and out, not there. Rebound tapped around and controlled by Shamaria Overton. Now 3 on 3 out in transition. Overton to Watkins in the corner. Good defenses. Comes back up top to Overton, and Overton resets offensively. 20 seconds on the shot clock.
13-6. Lady Lions up by 7. 1:05 left in the first period.
Screen off the elbow by Brownlee. As Pfeiffer has it all the way out the top of the key. 1 minute remaining in the first quarter. 5 seconds on the shot clock. Overton steps inside, now steps back. Nice little step back jumper for Shamaria Overton. Hits the bottom of the net and has ICC back to within 5.
Little 4-0 run here, Jordan, to close out the quarter.
Overton provided a bit of a spark off the bench as the point guard here. Need a stop on the defensive end for ICC. Metcalf all the way under the goal, now comes back out top to Daniels. Daniels resets, 10 seconds on the clock. 27 seconds remaining on the game clock, so about a 17-second differential. As Metcalf kicks to Rush. Rush pulls up for 3, and this one rolls around and goes down for Amaya Rush. Amaya Rush, the sophomore out of West Point as well, pushes the lead back out to 8 points. 12 seconds to go in the first quarter. Overton walks up left side, now comes around right, fighting through some contact, puts it up, no good. An over-the-back foul is what I'm looking for right there, as Pfeiffer went up for it and was pretty much trapped, couldn't get to the basketball. As Metcalf ends up with it, doesn't force one at the buzzer, and it kind of got off the rails right there at the end of the quarter again, as ICC had cut it to 5, but a 3-point bucket from Amaya Rush pushes it back out to 8 with 12 seconds remaining. And we'll go to the end of the first quarter. We're in the first quarter break with EMCC leading 16-8. We'll take a break and come back with the second quarter action right after this. This is ICC Basketball on the ICC Sports Network.
This broadcast of ICC Athletics is being brought to you by Renaissance Bank, Little Caesars, Davis Ford, the Sonic of Fulton, Tupelo Coca-Cola Bottling Works, the Orthopedic Institute of North Mississippi, First American National Bank, the ICC BSU, your Itawamba County Farm Bureau agent, Joey Cox, Cagle Eye Center, the ICC Foundation, the Bank of Okolona, and the ICC Alumni Association.
Here, you can be your best. The best train here. Learn here. Succeed here. Perform here. Win here. Thrive here. Itawamba Community College. The best start here.
16-8, EMCC leads the Lady Indians of ICC as we begin second quarter action here inside the Davis Event Center. Shamaria Overton pulls up from a step inside the three-point line, no good, and rebound goes to East Mississippi. And Jim, we talked about in the first quarter break there, Ty Metcalf, she's kind of where the offense has come from EMCC, and she's pretty impressive out there.
She's the floor leader. She's got one foul, got it early in the first period, wouldn't get any more on her. She's leading the team with 7 points. She controls the ball for them out front at point guard.
10 seconds on the shot clock as she operates off a screen. Starts right, comes back left, gets it into the teeth of the defense, puts it up off the left side. No good, and rebound goes to Mariah Holland. Holland nearly lost it there, but finally gives off to Shamaria Overton as we'll reset the lineup for ICC to open up the second quarter. It is Shamaria Overton, Whitney Watkins, Mariah Holland, Tamoya Brownlee, and Elizabeth Ingram, and that's the five we saw pretty much down the stretch there in the first quarter as Overton pulls up from the free throw line. No good again, so 0 for 2 to open up the second quarter for Shamaria Overton. Is the one thing that's really been the most impressive to me about Metcalf is just the control she has of the offense. She knows where the shot clock's at. She knows when to attack. She knows when things are getting off the rails and it's time to reset, and that's kind of what you see right here.
And she wants the ball in her hands when it gets off the rails.
Quick pass comes inside, intercepted by Whitney Watkins. Watkins out in transition, tries to go to work off the right side. The lay ends up and good. Whitney Watkins with her first points of the night into the scoring column, the sophomore from Decatur, Alabama.
Cuts to 6, 16-10. Lady lines up. 8 minutes, 15 seconds left in the second period.
EMCC with more of a traditional set here with 3 guards and 2 forwards. Down the stretch there in the first quarter, we saw them go to a 4-guard set, but back to that traditional 3 and 2. Shot clock down to 5. Entry pass comes to Jemiah Hollings. Hollings puts one up off the glass off the right side, and she's fouled. As the shot really was nowhere close, but they're going to say she was hit as she went up. Foul will go against Mariah Holland. That is her second personal.
You know, Holland's their leading scorer. She's not scored yet in the ball game.
That's correct. Jemiah Hollings did come into the night averaging 14 points per game for EMCC. Has not scored yet tonight, but she'll go to the stripe for 2. Right here. First one rattles around and good for Jemiah Hollings. So taking a look at the two teams here, as we mentioned in the pregame show, brought to you by Davis Ford. EMCC 19-2, 10-0 in division play. ICC 17-3, 9-1 in division play. That one loss coming at the hands of EMCC down in Scuba about a month back, and you know that's been the difference in the season for the two right here. Has been that one matchup that went to overtime down there in Scuba was really a nip-tuck style game, and had us expecting to see one of the same variety here tonight.
No doubt about it. Two of the best teams in women. They've shown it all year. This is a big, big game, especially for the ICC Lady Indians.
Gandy back in there on the offensive side for ICC. Gives off to Keely Wilson as well as Sarah Freelow back into action as Wilson looking for a screen there, didn't quite get it. She rolled away from her lady and just put up an air ball there, trying to do a little bit too much on the offensive end. Quickly down the floor comes EMCC, and that's been the impressive thing for them with me is they've pushed the basketball down the floor in a hurry, but when they've got it down there, they pull it out in a hurry. They don't look to make stuff happen too quickly. As that time, Keely Wilson forces the turnover, pushes the ball down the floor, and hits the floater from the logo and cuts it back to 6 points. 18-12, EMCC has led it all the way. 7 minutes remaining here in the first half. Pass comes down to the elbow to Daniels, who kicks back up top of the key to Sierra Jackson, whose three-pointer's up no good. It's going to hit off the iron and go out of bounds, and ICC will have the basketball. As you can see on the last few possessions for East Mississippi, there has been no Metcalf out there.
Right.
And that's kind of been where the direction of the offense is going astray.
They're out of rhythm when Metcalf's not out there. I guess she's getting a blow right now. We need to take advantage of her being out of the ball game right now.
I believe she just sat down in front of the scorer's table here, so looks like she will be coming back into the game. As dribble drive from Tatiana Norman, too hard, no good, and the MCC clears the board. So in the absence of Metcalf, Sierra Jackson runs the point, being defended by Tabria Gandy. Nice close defense from Gandy, making life difficult for the reserve point guard. 15 seconds on the shot clock as Lattimore rotates to her right, being defended by Keely Wilson. Back left side to Hollings. Hollings back to Jackson. Jackson into the corner to Daniels. Daniels pulls up a floater, no good. Rebound, though, goes to EMCC. Front iron, no good. But another board. The third opportunity is up and good for Jemiah Hollings. And ICC is getting crushed on the boards.
We are. They're showing that athleticism.
As ICC, the ladies get bailed out by a foul call there. As Gandy was in a terrible position, trapped between the sideline and the baseline, and a double team. Had nowhere to go with it. But too much contact from Sierra Jackson. She'll get whistled for the foul. That's her second personal as well. So 2 fouls for Jackson, as well as 2 fouls for Topeza Hawkins. And that's a look at the foul trouble for East Mississippi. As we see Metcalf subs back into the game. So back onto the floor general for EMCC. Wilson, dribble drive, picks up her dribble at the elbow, kicks back to Gandy. Gandy spins in the lane, puts up right hand, rolls around, no good. Rebound fought for, and they're going to say over the back on ICC. They get Tatiana Norman for the foul, and that's her second personal. Starting to see that foul trouble creep up a little bit here, Jim.
Norman's got 2. Mariah Holland's got 2. Sierra Jackson's got 2. For them, Topeza Hawkins got 2 also for East Mississippi.
20-12, EMCC leads by 8. Largest lead of the night was 9 points at 13-4. ICC's cut it back to 5 several times, but not been able to get it any closer than that. As Metcalf gets it there into the lane, puts it up off her dominant side with the left hand, off the back iron, no good. But a whistle and a foul on the rebound on Amaya Rush. Her first personal, team's third.
5:25 left in the second period. East Mississippi Lady Lions 20, ICC Lady Indians 12.
Gandy in control of the offense, working off the near side there, off the left wing. Nice screen there, getting the ball to Whitney Watkins from a step inside the three-point line. Her shot's up, no good. Rebound is really a fight for it, but EMCC is able to control it and push it up the floor to Lattimore. Lattimore up the floor to Jackson. Jackson to Metcalf. Metcalf attacked the rim, dribbled it off her foot, I thought, but they're going to say it's off of an ICC foot, and they'll keep possession.
I believe that's one of the plays where it might have gone off her foot, but it might have been a foul on us. So they just said it's out of bounds on us.
So inbound play for EMCC and under the goal. That's one thing that I like about EMCC on the offensive end, is when they get that rebound, they don't waste any time in pushing the basketball up the floor. You saw 4 quick, crisp passes to get it up there and attack the rim, and they like to do that in transition. They really do attack the rim when they've got the basketball. Nice motion on the offensive end as they try to go inside, but pass is deflected and controlled by Gandy. So another turnover for EMCC as ICC looks to score it in transition. Whitney Watkins from the wing, front iron, no good, and they're still looking for that first big bucket. They just can't get that big answer when they've got it on the offensive end. As the entry pass comes down low to Hollings, she finishes it and gets fouled in the process.
Guess who made that play? Point guard Metcalf found somebody open underneath, got the assist, chance for a three-point play.
And that goes back to what we were just describing, is when they get the rebound on one end, you better get back on defense because they're coming at you in a hurry. Foul goes, they gave it to Whitney Watkins. Her first. It's the team's third here in the second quarter. And Jemiah Hollings will go to the free throw line for the and one. And it is up and good. So 6 points in the first half for Jemiah Hollings. Back into the press is East Mississippi. ICC will break it with Keely Wilson and Tabria Gandy. Wilson all the way trying to go coast to coast, whistling a foul, and they're going to call a block. Going to say inside the arc there, I believe is going to be what that call goes on. Taylor Lattimore was in position, but she had a foot on the line. So foul does go against Taylor Lattimore, and that'll send Keely Wilson to the free throw line. First time to the strike tonight for Keely Wilson.
Largest lead of the night for the Lady Lions, 23-12. We can cut it here, make the free throws. First free throw from the sophomore out of Horn Lake High School, up and no good. And
You know, Jim, you get in this game like you're in tonight, and it's turned into a track meet at times. There's a lot of fouls both ways, turnovers. One thing you can do to kind of solidify yourself is make free throws, and ICC has struggled with that throughout the year, but it's been a struggle so far here tonight as well. As you look at the year, ICC has just shot at a tick over 60% off the free throw line. Second free throw, though, by Wilson, up and good, cuts the lead back to 10, but still in double digits. As Scarlett Guest comes onto the floor, make that number 12 onto the floor. So 12 different ladies for ICC have seen action tonight as Coach Robin Porter really going to her bench trying to find the right number to get things back on the right track on the offensive end. But also from a rebounding column. That's been where a lot of second chance points and a lot of issues have come for ICC here in the first half. As Metcalf just goes to work again. Couldn't quite make that one finish, but anytime she's wanted to get the basketball to the glass, she's had success doing it. Gandy with the rebound, trying to take it coast to coast. She'll fade away there off the iron, no good. Rebound is going to go off of Lattimore and stay in the hands of ICC. It just feels like ICC is rushing things a bit on the offensive end.
I think Taria is a little frustrated. She rushed that shot that time. Take your time. We're down 10. Plenty of time left. 3:42 left until halftime.
Sierra Jackson back out onto the floor for East Mississippi, as well as Maddie Riley. They'll sub off Jemiah Hollings and Taylor Lattimore. So that is Jackson back out there with 2 fouls for the Lady Lions. Shamaria Overton, inbound pass comes to Burgess. Good inbound pass, nice set there. Just ticked right over the head of the Lady Lion to Burgess, who spins around back to her left side, puts it off the glass, and cuts it back to single digits at 8 points. There's big defensive possession right here for ICC. As the matchup to watch is Tabria Gandy on top of Ty Metcalf. As pass comes to the elbow to Hollings. Hollings kicks off down low to Riley. Riley puts it up off the glass, no good, and rebound to Lamaya Pfeiffer. And they really deny the basketball. They were trying. ICC wants the ball in the hands of Tabria Gandy off every rebound, but they're denying it. They're not giving her anything easy as Tia Daniels is face guarding her everywhere she goes. You see it again right here.
Yeah,
it's just
doubt.
denying the basketball. They're not letting it get easily into the hands of Gandy. But she's got it. 10 seconds on the shot clock. Gets it to the logo. And here it goes to Scarlett Guest for 3. Back iron. No good. And I tell you, that ball just looks good coming out of the hands of Scarlett Guest. After what we saw her do here about 2 weeks ago when she went for 4 3-pointers, just every time she puts it up, it feels like it's going down.
That one looked good. That would have cut it to 5, too. That was a big miss. We're still hanging around. Only 8 down. 2:30 left in the halftime.
Good defense here from ICC as well as Metcalf thinks about the 3 but kicks off into the corner. Now she has it back. 8 seconds on the shot clock. Up top to Jackson. 5 seconds on the shot clock. Pass goes into the corner. 3-point ball thought about by Rush, who gives back to Jackson, who pulls up way downtown. No good. The rebound to Lamaya Pfeiffer. And that's really the first time tonight, I would say, East Mississippi ran an offensive set that looked like it just didn't have a clue where they were going with it.
Looked out of sync. I looked at their head coach, and she was shaking her head. She knew they were in trouble now.
They've been crisp offensively all night, but it gets to the 2-minute mark before we see them make a mistake down there on the offensive end. Gandy has picked up her dribble. 10 seconds, looking for somewhere to go with it. Falls down, and there's the whistle and a walk. Well, she was all alone on the far side of the floor, on the near side as you look on along there on Let's Go ICC TV, but all by herself there and had no help, nowhere to go with it. Got a whistle and a timeout. Coach Sharon Thompson will call her first of the night. 1:53 to go in the first half. EMCC leads 23-15. This is Lady Indian basketball on the ICC Sports Network.
Everyone has a unique story to tell. Maybe your story has you performing your new song in front of a crowd, getting to play your favorite sport, or enjoying a horseback ride in the country. At Orthopedic Institute of North Mississippi, our group of skilled surgeons understand your need to continue your story. That is why we are the preferred choice for orthopedic care. Thank you for choosing us. Our story is you. Orthopedic Institute of North Mississippi.
Got a good one brewing in here inside the Davis Event Center. Lots riding on this matchup tonight between the Lady Lions of East Mississippi and the Lady Indians of ICC. 23-15, EMCC leads under 2 minutes to play here in the first half. ICC comes out of the timeout with a bit of a press of their own. Don't get the basketball stopped, though. EMCC breaks it pretty easily, and now we'll go into their half-court set with C.R. Jackson. Jackson being defended by Keely Wilson, and Wilson picks her pocket. Wilson all along out front off the left side, lays it in. A nice job to force the turnover by Keely Wilson and to finish it out in transition.
Jordan, this is close we've been since first quarter.
Metcalf going to work as they're trying to work against that press. The ball goes up in the air, knocked around, and it's going to end up in the hands of Shamaria Overton, and she couldn't quite get a handle on it, but nonetheless, ICC forces back-to-back turnovers and has the basketball back. Opportunity to really close well here as ICC trailed by as much as 11 about 2 minutes ago. They've cut it to 6 with 1 minute remaining. 12 seconds on the shot clock. Entry pass going to Zaire Burgess, and a hand from Amaya Rush gets in there and knocks it loose. And a turnover gives it back to EMCC. Lions basketball, 52 seconds remaining. About 30 seconds separate the game clock and the shot clock, so there will be an opportunity for ICC to have a full possession on the offensive end no matter what happens right here. Ty Metcalf has been the leading scorer here so far tonight for both teams. 7 points for Metcalf. She's got the basketball, pulls up for three straight on. Back iron, no good. Long rebound comes to Keely Wilson. Wilson, shot out of a cannon. Here she goes, 1-on-2, puts up in the lane, rolls around and goes down for Keely Wilson, and ICC has cut the lead to 4 points. Huge possession right here to close out the first half for ICC. 15 seconds to play. If they could get a stop here and go into the halftime locker room break by less than 5, they've got to feel good about where they're at. 8 seconds on the shot clock. Back out top to Tia Daniels. Daniels drives down the lane. Pass comes to Maddie Riley. It rolls off the front iron. No good. Wilson with a rebound, and clock runs out. And I tell you what, Jim, you couldn't ask for a better last 2 minutes for the Lady Indians.
No doubt about it. We cut the lead. It was 11. It's down to 4 here, 23-19 and a half. Good run for the Lady Indians.
Been a low-scoring affair. ICC's played well on the defensive end, but finally started to cook up a little bit of offense there down the stretch. We will take a break. We will come back with the Little Caesars halftime report. Jim Ingram will work on those Sonic stats for you, and we'll recap everything that happened for you here in the first half. 23-19, EMCC leads at the halftime break. This is Lady Indian basketball on the ICC Sports Network.
Get a Little Caesars large, extra most bestest stuffed crust pizza, topped with pepperoni and cheese, and stuffed with over 3 feet of cheese in the crust. That's right, we stuffed cheese into the crust of the pizza with extra cheese and the most pepperoni, all at the nation's best price of just $9. Try our convenient app and Pizza Portal pickup.
Pizza, pizza.
My burger goes best with mustard.
Ketchup and mustard.
Grass-fed beef.
No, corn-fed.
On the grill.
Nah, flat top.
Iceberg lettuce.
Nah, arugula. Jalapeno.
No way. Avocado, dude.
Medium rare. Gotta be well done.
Brioche.
Sesame seeds.
American cheese.
Cheddar.
Can I have a turkey burger? What? Turkeys are for Thanksgiving, man. I like my burger with the Coke.
I'll agree to that.
Strictly with a Coke.
Only with the Coke.
Coke and a burger. Come on.
All right.
That's where you get the flavor.
Car Hop Classic for just $2.99 is the perfect 1-2 punch of flavor and value.
Time that.
You need a trainer to help you eat the burger?
Hey, stay out of this.
Don't get in my head, man. There's barely room for me in there.
Hurry in and try quarter-pound double cheeseburger or 6-inch Philly plus tots for $2.99.
My mom never let me eat this much cookie dough.
What would she say if she saw you eating this big scoop cookie dough blast?
I don't know. Why ask her?
Don't tell your father.
Oh, naughty, naughty.
Hurry in and scoop up our new cookie dough treats. Try order ahead to get happy hour anytime.
It's the halftime break here inside the Davis Event Center. Halftime show brought to you by Little Caesars. As 23-19, EMCC leads. First quarter definitely belonged to EMCC. They led it 16-8 at the first quarter break. ICC outscored the Lady Lions, though, 11-7 there in the second quarter. Jim, I think the best way to really recap it is say it was a tale of two quarters. This first quarter definitely belonged to the Lions, second quarter to the Indians, and I would really attribute it to ICC locking down on defense in the second quarter, but also going to the glass and being a lot better on the defensive boards.
They did, and we got out of rhythm there. They had an 11-point lead early, I believe, in the second period. Robin Porter did a great job. I think she played 12 ladies in the first half. We started hitting the boards, finally got a little offensive rhythm, cut it here to 4 at halftime. We got a good ball game.
And, that has to be so big for her to know that, hey, my starting 5, we're in a hole. We're down 13-4. I've got to go to the bench. I've got 12 different ladies on my squad that I'm comfortable running out there. And she's been able to do that all year long, but tonight that really proved a spark for her.
Oh, great job. But, rotating. And really, I thought with 4 minutes left until halftime, we controlled the ball game the last 4 minutes, second quarter. Able, as we mentioned, cut it from 11 all the way down to 4 here at halftime.
23-19, EMCC leads at the halftime break. Jim, let's take a look at those Sonic stats from the first half.
East Mississippi, of course, is leading 23-19 first half. They had 10 turnovers in the first half. Scoring tonight, Hollins, the leading scorer is leading again tonight with 7. Metcalf, we talked about her, the point forward, has 7. Mad Riley has 3. Hawkins has 3. And Amaya Rush has 3. For the Lady Indians tonight, Watkins has 4. Burgess has 4. Gandy has 2. Overton has 2. Brownlee has 2. Elizabeth Ingram has 2. And Keely Wilson's leading the way with 7. So that's the scoring tonight for the Lady Indians. We got 7 ladies scoring here in the first half for us.
But you know, the number to me that stuck out the most there in the first half has got to be that turnover number. 10 turnovers for EMCC to only 6 of ICC. Down the stretch there in the second quarter, there was a 4-point swing where Keely Wilson took the basketball away twice and scored off both of those opportunities.
She did a great job, and I'm looking at the stats here. Tabria Gandy only has 2 points. She will come alive in the third and fourth quarter.
So think to the locker room right now. Coach Robin Porter in there talking to her squad. What are some of the keys you think for the second half?
Keep playing good defense, and I think she's going to rotate several ladies. We're beginning to hit the boards well. I think they had more enthusiasm early in the game. They were more aggressive. They had more chemistry going. Finally, we got rolling, got a little confidence going, hitting the boards. You got to play physical against this team because they are so athletic. You got to match that athleticism.
23-19, EMCC leads here at the halftime break, and we'll take a break as well. And what do you know? Here in the second half, we may decide who the North Half Division champion is going to be. It's a lot riding on this one here tonight between the Lady Lions and the Lady Indians. We'll take a break, and we'll see you in about 5 minutes or so for second half action. This is ICC Basketball on the ICC Sports Network.
Get a Little Caesars large extra most bestest stuffed crust pizza topped with pepperoni and cheese and stuffed with over 3 feet of cheese in the crust. That's right, we stuffed cheese into the crust of the pizza with extra cheese and the most pepperoni, all at the nation's best price of just $9. Try our convenient app and Pizza Portal pickup.
Pizza.
Davis Ford in Fulton is your Ford dealer for new cars, trucks, and SUVs and has a wide inventory of certified pre-owned vehicles. Find your next dream car or truck from our Ford showroom or go online to davisfordsales.com and search our new and used inventory to see what is on our lot. So stop by and test drive the all-new fuel-efficient Ford Focus or Ford Fusion or the new Ford Explorer or F-150. Go further with Davis Ford, 904 West Main Street in Fulton or online davisfordsales.com.
The longer a person has diabetes, the more likely they are to develop diabetic retinopathy. If left untreated, diabetic retinopathy can lead to blindness. That's why it's important for diabetics to have a comprehensive eye examination with dilation once a year. I'm Dr. Laurie Cagle of Cagle Eye Center in Fulton. We offer comprehensive eye exams to provide diagnosis and treatment of various eye diseases. Browse our large selection of frames available in prescription and non-prescription. Call to schedule your appointment today at Cagle Eye Center in Fulton.
The press conference today was great. It's wonderful when we can get the presidents together, leadership from the community colleges, but even more importantly, to have the governor standing there with us and have Governor Reeves sharing his thoughts about our focus and our efforts in workforce and how we can begin to move the needle for Mississippi and really make a true impact. It's hard to imagine not funding Mississippi community colleges when you think about the fact that 75%, 3 out of 4 Mississippi Community College graduates stay and work in Mississippi. And when you also think about 95% of our students are Mississippi residents. So we're doing the work of Mississippi and we are truly preparing tomorrow's workforce.
Well, we hope today that continued emphasis, continued awareness takes place about the great work that community colleges are doing. Also an awareness about the funding needs, the needs to continue to be able to provide workforce training dollars to assist students, but also academic and career technical students, but really showcasing the transformative work that community colleges play in the entire state of Mississippi.
It's amazing to watch in my 23 years experience in community colleges to see the impact it makes individually for students, that it really truly changes their lives through education. So many of our students come in with the end in mind, but there's others that don't quite know what they want to do, and we're able to put them on a path to a great career, whether that be through our career and technical programs or on to a university for a 4-year degree. But we are the beginning point and really the path that makes it possible because of our financial point. The fact that they can come in and not build a tremendous amount of debt or any debt at all and transfer on to finish that degree or go straight to the workforce. And we're so proud of our students and what they accomplish.
Student involvement is a top priority here at Itawamba Community College.
If you want to be involved with student government, then the Student Government Association is the place for you.
If you have a stellar GPA, then Phi Theta Kappa is for you.
If you're interested in the diverse culture of our campus population, then the Diversity Club is for you.
If you're interested in leadership and service, then Indian Delegation is for you.
If you're majoring in computer programming or computer networking, then CPNA, the Computer Programming Networking Association, is for you.
If you're interested in good conversations and free lunch on Thursdays, then the Wesley Foundation is for you.
Our health science programs also have specific organizations for those majors.
Student Activities is excited to bring you new opportunities here at the ICC Tupelo campus.
Whatever your passion may be, we have a place for you.
This video is brought to you by Phi Theta Kappa, Beta Chi Sigma, Tupelo campus.
Get a Little Caesars large extra most bestest stuffed crust pizza topped with pepperoni and cheese. And stuffed with over 3 feet of cheese in the crust. That's right, we stuffed cheese into the crust of the pizza with extra cheese and the most pepperoni. All at the nation's best price of just $9. Try our convenient app and Pizza Portal pickup.
Pizza. Back here inside the Davis Event Center, thanks for sticking with us through the Little Caesars halftime report. Had the stats update brought to you by Sonic. Jim Ingram took care of that for us. And now we're ready for second half action. It's 23-19. EMCC leads as we get ready to get things back rolling. As Jim, we talked about there during the halftime report, first quarter belonged to EMCC, second quarter belonged to ICC. Hopefully that trend doesn't continue here.
I agree. We need to come out strong here in the third quarter. We made a good run. We were down by 11. We cut it 7 points down to 4. Starting here the third period, nobody's in foul trouble. Good competitive game. I think we found some aggressiveness. Got to keep it rolling.
Each team will send back out the original starters here to open up the second half. For ICC, that'll be Whitney Watkins, Zaire Burgess, Tabria Gandy, Sarah Freelow, and Keely Wilson. For EMCC, that is Tia Daniels, Taylor Lattimore, Jemiah Hollings, Ty Metcalf, and Maddie Riley. 15 seconds on the shot clock as they kick down into the corner to Hollings. Hollings leading scorer on the year, but did not lead them in the first half. His three-point bucket up and no good for Lattimore, and ICC with the rebound. Well, a nice close to the first half for ICC helped them cut the lead from 11 all the way down to 4 in the span of about 3 minutes as they really took control there, winning that second quarter by a score of 11-7. Keely Wilson off the screen from Sarah Freelow, looking for somewhere to go with it, back to Gandy. Gandy now has to make something happen late in the shot clock, down to 5 seconds as she goes to her right, now kicks to Watkins. Watkins' pull-up jumper didn't hit anything. Is rebounded by Maddie Riley. Riley's done a good job down there in the post, winning those boards. And she looked like a little bit winded there in the first half and came out. And when she did, you could obviously notice EMCC struggled a little bit more down there on the rebounding side of things.
You're right, Jordan. They need her rebounding in the game. She struggled, as she mentioned, got winded here in the second period. She's starting out strong here in the third period for the Lady Lions.
Late in the shot clock is a beautiful pass down low from Metcalf, who's able to find Jemiah Hollings, and Hollings just catches it right in transition and one solid motion, puts it off the glass, in and good. That's how you draw that one up right there late in the shot clock.
Up by 6, Hollings leading the team with 9 points. Lady Indians up by 6 here early in the third period. Lady Lions up by 6 early in the third period.
Watkins drives the lane, puts up finger roll off the right side. It is up and good for Watkins. She scored 4 in the first half. That's her first bucket here of the second half. As this is what we saw a lot of from EMCC in the first half, as they take the basketball off made baskets and rebounds and hit the ground running. They rush the floor in a hurry. The three-point was up and no good, and now they got it right back off the turnover as Wilson dribbled it off her foot. Now Metcalf out in front controlling things. Nice pass to Riley. It was no good, and Wilson ends up with a rebound again as the track meet is back on inside the Davis Event Center. Wide open three for Whitney Watkins, no good. Sarah Freelow, though, with the offensive board and a reset of the shot clock back to 20 seconds.
25-21. Lady Lions up by 4 here early in the third period. 7:30 left in the third period.
Gandy goes to work down the lane. Dribble drive, step back, jumper no good. Rebound by Burgess. Her putback is no good, and now she swats it out of bounds, and EMCC will have it. Well, ICC had 3 looks at it right there and just couldn't make anything happen on the offensive end.
Jordan, I like the way we're hitting the boards. Substitutions coming in, but being very aggressive hitting the boards here in the third period.
Shamaria Overton played a nice first half. She's back in there for the Indians, as well as Lamaya Pfeiffer into action for ICC. ICC showing a little bit more of that full court defense and more of that press look as they defend the basketball full court, and in the last couple of possessions they've sat back into a 2-3 zone into the half-court defense. But strict man-to-man here as Metcalf dribble drive, tried to give off, pass intercepted, and here comes Keely Wilson out in transition. Wilson pulls up from a step inside the free throw line, off the iron, no good, but fouled in the process. Foul goes against Lattimore, and we'll see Wilson back to the free throw line. Keely led the team with 7 points in the first half. 4 of those points coming in the last 45 seconds of the half. As the sophomore here on sophomore night out of Olive Branch, Horn Lake High School, trying to cut the lead back to 3 points, or back to 2 points even. It's a 4-point lead, so both free throws here would cut it to 2. First free throw from Wilson rolls around, no good. Well, she was 1 of 2 in the first half, now 0 of 1 here early on in the second half. That free throw line just has not been very kind to ICC throughout the year, really. As again, off the front iron, no good. 1 for 4 off the stripe for Keely Wilson tonight. Lattimore with the basketball right in front of the visitors' bench. Rotates it back out top of the key, being defended by Keely Wilson. Nice screen set there. Lets Lattimore get inside, close to the paint. She pulls up the jumper good. That's just a good-looking offensive set there for Taylor Lattimore. She worked well off the screen. The screener did an even better job and freed up plenty of daylight to get that shot off.
First points of the night for Lattimore, who starts for the Lady Lions. They're up by 6, 27-21, 6:25 left in the third period.
Yeah, Lattimore was one of those 4 sophomores in the starting lineup for EMCC, averaging 12.6 points per game, but finally into the scoring column she goes. 10 seconds on the shot clock. Overton with the basketball near side. Dribble drives, trying to go bounce past to Keely Wilson, and just nowhere for the basketball to go. It sails out of bounds. And another turnover for ICC.
Lady Indians have 8 turnovers. Lady Lions have 11.
So Lamaya Pfeiffer and Shamaria Overton sub off the floor. We'll see Mariah Holland as well as Whitney Watkins come back in. Substitutions for EMCC as we'll see some more of Topeza Hawkins, who got in some foul trouble there early on. She subs onto the floor for her first action here in the second half. Quickly up the floor comes the basketball. Nice job by rotating in that defense by Tabria Gandy. As she knew they were beat over the top, she rushed in there and got a hand on it to knock it loose. Otherwise, that was an easy layup for the Lady Lions. 6-point lead, 27-21, 6:04 to play in the third quarter. That's 22 seconds on the shot clock, and the inbound pass comes to Jemiah Hollins. All the way back out top into the hands of Lattimore for 3. It's off the iron, no good. Rebound is swatted around. It's going to go off the foot of Hawkins as Hawkins was trying to track it down out of bounds, and ICC will hold possession. A low-scoring game between the number 1 and number 2 teams in the MACJC Northern Division, as EMCC averages 69.8 points per game. ICC averages 70 points right on the dot. So they average basically the same. As what a move by Keely Wilson. She got it all the way there looking for that finish. But a nice job by Gandy to get in there and rebound it on the offensive end. Now pull-up jumper from inside the three-point line, no good. And a rebound goes to EMCC. That was 2 good looks for ICC, and they couldn't capitalize.
Good defense for both teams. That's why it's low scoring.
So again, up the floor in a hurry for EMCC as they reset the offense with Ty Metcalf. Metcalf looking for that screen again from Hollins. Instead, she goes back left side to Rush. Rushes 3, and finally there's another one that hits the bottom of the net as she was 1 for 2 on it in the first half. That one was from straight on, and that one was pretty. The bottom of the net for Rush, and that gives them back a 9-point lead. So ICC had cut it to 4 at the halftime break, but all the way back out to 9 for East Mississippi. As here's Whitney Watkins for 3 off the back iron, no good, and Watkins just struggling to find that stroke from the three-point line. Quickly in a hurry up the floor to Hawkins. She throws up a prayer, no good, but the offensive board is answered. It's no good either, though, from Hollings, and ICC has it. Here comes ICC in a hurry. It's Tabria Gandy down the lane, right side off the iron, no good. And she just couldn't finish it. She was trying to make too much happen on her own. Up the floor to Hollings. Hollings gives it off now, gets it back, and as she tries to put it off from the near side off the glass, she's fouled in the process. It's, again, just a lot happening on both ends, both teams rushing up and down the floor. Foul goes against Whitney Watkins. That is her second personal. Team's first. There's only one foul apiece here over 5 minutes into the third quarter. As we'll see Watkins, Holland, and Wilson sub off the floor, as well as Burgess. So almost a fresh set of bodies out there on the floor for ICC. We'll reset that lineup. It's Scarlett Guest, Tabria Gandy, Tatiana Norman, Shamaria Overton, and Lamaya Pfeiffer into the contest for the Lady Indians. The free throw from Hollings is up and good, and that pushes us back out to double digits at 10 points.
Hollings leading their team with 10 points tonight.
Second free throw from Hollins. Back iron. She knew it from the minute she let go of it as she tried to get in there and fight for the board. So it rolls off the back iron. No good. But a 10-point lead for EMCC. Overton. Entry pass down low to Pfeiffer as it's knocked loose. Good job on the defensive end there by Hollins. Just fronting the post, getting that right hand in there and not allowing for that basketball to get to the block. 17 seconds on the shot clock. ICC Scarlett Guest looks to throw it in, and she has to come all the way out top to Tabria Gandy. Gandy gets it to Guest. Guest thinks about the three, looking to go low inside, nowhere to go with the ball. She's in trouble, trying to find somewhere to go. She throws up a prayer, and it's intercepted by Ty Metcalf. Metcalf and Gandy, one-on-one down the floor as the ball gets knocked loose. It rolls off of Tabria Gandy and out of bounds. As the intensity has really been turned up on the defensive end for EMCC as Maddie Riley checks back onto the floor. She'll sub off Jemiah Hollings, and some good minutes there to open up the second half from Jemiah Hollings. 3 quick points, playing well on the defensive side of things, and she'll get a breather here in the third quarter.
Also took out Metcalf, the point guard.
So here's an opportunity for ICC to get back into it with Metcalf and Hollings both off the floor. So EMCC will have to find some offense from someone who hasn't really been able to provide it all night, as pass is knocked loose from Shamaria Overton. It's saved into the hands of Scarlett Guest. What a defensive effort there by Shamaria Overton, as she's giving you everything off the bench here so far tonight. Ball up the floor with Gandy. Gandy to Overton. Overton to Norman. Norman has been that slasher on the offensive end. That's been her game, but she's thinking about getting into the lane with it again. She gets it in there, puts up a floater in the lane off the logo, and it's good. Off balance, but Norman supplies that spark on the offensive end when you need it and cuts the lead back to 8. Back into that full court pressing defense goes ICC, looking to trap the basketball. EMCC breaks it with Hawkins all the way into the corner, drives the lane, and goes offhand, left side, off the glass, in and good.
She's athletic.
So a little bit more offense we're seeing here from EMCC in the third quarter. Down to 3 minutes to play in the quarter. 33-23, EMCC with the lead. Gandy has the basketball swung to her. To the baseline she goes. Cut off. Norman goes right, comes back left. A nice move. Can't finish. Pfeiffer up for the board. Throws it up off the iron. No good. Rebound again goes to Gandy. So third opportunity at it for Tabria Gandy. Can she finish it? Yes, she can! In the right spot at the right time is Tabria Gandy, and she's keeping ICC right here in this thing. As Hawkins takes over in the absence of Ty Metcalf, pulls up her own, calls her own number, pulls up the jumper, no good. And they're going to say out of bounds with the basketball was Tia Daniels, and will give it back to ICC. And we'll see if they bring back Metcalf in, and they will. Obviously, Coach Thompson sees the same thing we do over here, is whenever Metcalf and Hollings aren't on the floor, that offensive end becomes a little bit more of a struggle for East Mississippi, as there's just not as much control, not as much of a system on the offensive side without the point guard.
She's the floor leader, no doubt about it. We've cut it to 8, got a chance here to cut it to 5 or 6. 33-25, East Mississippi lines up, 2:05 left in the third period.
Gandy tries to get the ball down low into the paint. May have got away with an extra step, but they're going to say ball knocked loose out of bounds on East Mississippi, and ICC holds on to it. So 14 seconds on the shot clock. Clock will not reset off the ball being knocked out of bounds. And Tatiana Norman will throw it in for the Lady Indians. Pass all the way out top to Lamaya Pfeiffer. Pfeiffer looking somewhere to go. Shot clock is running down, and that's going to be a whistle and a 5-second call. Well, that's just an entry pass there on the inbounds play where Pfeiffer's about 30 feet away from the basket, had nowhere to go with it. Good defense from Hollings, and they're just going to be called for the 5-second call because Pfeiffer had nowhere to go. EMCC tries to get it in. They nearly get called for a 5-second call as good defense fronting Metcalf from Shamaria Overton as Metcalf finally breaks it across the line. 20 seconds on the shot clock and allows EMCC into that half-court set. You got to watch for Metcalf to work off those screens. That's what she likes to do. But entry pass here comes inside to Hollings, and just again, a beautiful entry pass right there onto the block. And Hollings just turns again right in between, sandwich between two ladies for ICC, but easily puts it off the glass and pushes the lead back out to 10. Very much in control of themselves on the offensive end, especially in the half court. Gandy dribble drive, gives off to Normant. Normant with a jump step, ball knocked loose, but ends up in the hands of Gandy, and she finishes it with the right side. And, you know, we talk about it every week. We couldn't do a broadcast without talking about the size of Tabria Gandy at only 5'3", maybe. But she gets down there and fights along with everybody else. Offensive boards lead the points for the young point guard.
Outstanding rebounder, she said at 5'3".
So back to 8. Under a minute we go in the third quarter, that is. I almost said the first half, but the third quarter as the game moves quickly. As Hawkins may get away with an extra step there on the dribble drive. Back out top to Metcalf. 5 seconds on the shot clock. Back to Hawkins, who thinks about the three. Now he's going to drive right side, pulls up, forces one up, and that's a shot clock violation.
Good job, good defense.
Good defense there by Tatiana Norman as she stayed all over Topeza Hawkins throughout that possession.
All right, Jordan, we're down by 8, 35-27. 40 seconds left in the third period. Got a chance to cut it to 6 here going into the fourth period.
ICC going to go more to a guard-oriented lineup here for the last minute as we see Gandy, Holland, Wilson, Brownlee, and Overton, that is, on the floor. 30 seconds remaining in the third quarter. 10-second difference between the shot clock and the game clock as Gandy with the basketball gives to Wilson, top of the key, picks up her dribble, 12 seconds to play. Just 12 seconds on the shot clock, that is. Now down to 8 as Brownlee pulls up from the step inside the three-point line. No good. Rebound cleared by EMCC. Hawkins dribbles it off her foot. Gets on Gandy from behind, but now Gandy, knowing 8 seconds remaining, drives in there and finishes it off the left side. Good job to force the turnover by Gandy and pick up the points. Now need to stop right here as a basketball knocked loose, whistle, and a foul. My goodness, that's a bailout call right there. They're going to have to decide how much time they want to put back on the clock, I would think. As the clock ran out, it shows all zeros. There's going to be a conversation about it. Because obviously if the foul occurred, that means there was time remaining on the clock, and looks like they're going to ask for the coaches to come and speak with the referee.
Sean.
As they're trying to get a hold of the coaching staff from ICC. Talk about the foul call here, and I don't know why we have to have a conversation about it other than we've got to bring the teams back out on the floor. They're going to reset the clock to 0.5 of a second, it looks like. Luckily enough for ICC, they only had one team foul, so that's only the second. That foul does go against Tabria Gandy. So only with 0.5 of a second, enough time to throw one in. They say you need 0.4 of a second to catch and shoot, so there is enough time to get it in and get a shot off. But you got to happen immediately. You just don't want to foul right here. Shot does come in. Rush gets her hands on it. She'd hit 2 threes tonight, but that one's off the back of the glass. No good. So ICC closes the third quarter well, just like they did the first half well, but still they trail by 6 headed to the fourth quarter. 35-29, EMCC leads with 1 quarter left to play. This is Lady Indian basketball on the ICC Sports Network.
Ever since you got that license, you haven't stopped moving forward. Now that you're older and on the move, you need a safer place to keep your money. We get it. A student checking account frees you up with things like mobile check deposit to take care of that check from grandma without having to stop at a bank. Pay with your phone when you're out with friends. And stop worrying about ATM fees. We'll pay you back for those. Worry about your future, not your money. And know that we'll stick with you, wherever you go. Renaissance Bank. Understanding you. Member FDIC.
Got a big fourth quarter ahead of us here, Jim, inside the Davis Event Center. We welcome you into the ICC Alumni Affairs and Broadcast booth. Jim Ingram alongside Jordan Smith here. 35-29, EMCC leads with 1 quarter left to play, and it looks like Coach Thompson had a little extra coaching she wanted to do there as they went all the way to the horn trying to get the team, and finally one of our officials walked over there and broke up the huddle. As plenty to say here in a big-time matchup down the stretch, and what possibly could help decide where the state tournament's going to be hosted here next week. ICC gets first shot at it here in the fourth quarter as Keely Wilson drives lane, gets fouled on the shot. Foul will go against Taylor Lattimore, her third personal, and will send Wilson to the line. Here's where you need Keely, one of your sophomores, to really be big at the free throw line. She struggled a little bit down the stretch of the season here. She struggled tonight, only 1 of 4, but 2 big ones right here for the sophomore Wilson. First one.
There you go.
In there and good for Keely Wilson as she led the team with 7 points at the halftime break.
She's got 8 right now.
Got 8 now.
And leading the team.
So good looking stroke there from Wilson. She knocks home both of those. So 2 for 2 off the stripe there after the foul by Lattimore. Lattimore will sub off the floor with those 3 fouls. And Hawkins comes back out for EMCC. Full court press for ICC. We'll call it a full court man-to-man defense, but it looks like Keely Wilson's going to get over here and try to help trap. But good job by Metcalf in breaking the press and then swinging the basketball across the floor. Now she takes it back, 20 seconds on the shot clock, and resets the offense. Man, she does a great job with Coach Thompson being on the same page all the way throughout the game, as they've got a good relationship, you can tell, and running this team on the offensive end. Metcalf gets it back, pull up 3 off the wing, no good. Rebound fought for, swatted around. Who did it go out of bounds off of? They're going to say off of Tabria Gandy, and EMCC holds possession. Well, that was a rebound you really wanted. As you trail by 4, you want that basketball back to try to cut it to 1 possession, but a second chance opportunity here for East Mississippi. Inbound pass back to Metcalf, and being defended by Shamaria Overton. Metcalf goes right side, now pass to the elbow. Up top to Hawkins. Hawkins, 8 seconds on the shot clock. Starts left, now back right. Kicked into the corner to Rush. Rush pulls up the 3, no good. And rebound comes to Hawkins again, but it's not loose, and Tabria Gandy has it. 3-on-1 out in transition as Gandy thinks about going to Overton, but gives off to Burgess, and Burgess' layup will not go. Well, that's when you got a circle there. When you go back and watch film, that's going to hurt because that was the opportunity to cut it to 2 points for ICC. EMCC just being very patient on the offensive front. Metcalf over to Rush. Rush 3 3-pointers so far on the night for EMCC. Pass down low to Hawkins, and she passes it again, but gets it knocked loose, and here comes Keely Wilson. 3-on-1 again for ICC. This time Burgess off the left side, finishing it, and give her 1 more from the free throw line.
Jordan, this is closest we've been, down by 2. 8:22 left in that ball game. Got a chance to cut to 1 here at the free throw line.
Great job there out in transition of staying in the lane. A good pass from Wilson got it over to Burgess, and Burgess, who had missed one in the last chance, this time finishes it off the left side, and the opportunity now for 1 more free throw. As that foul goes against Tia Daniels. That's her first personal. Team's second here in the fourth quarter. Free throw from Burgess off the front iron, no good. Rebound was fought for as Tabria Gandy got in there and swatted at it, but nonetheless controlled by EMCC. I just noticed that Metcalf has on 2 different color shoes, as well as everybody else on the team has on 2 different color shoes.
I hadn't noticed that either. Of course, Adam Gore picked up on it first period.
Black shoes on the left foot, red shoes on the right foot, so maybe that's the swag that EMCC is going with tonight as they try to clinch the North Divisions. 3-point basket up, no good. Rebound, though, goes to EMCC. Second chance, no good, though, as the rebound finally on the third chance goes into the arms of Zaire Burgess. Gandy, offensive front, lots of contact, whistle, and a charge, and that was the right call.
It was the right call.
Gandy got a little bit excited trying to tie it up there in transition and just kind of loses control, and a nice job to draw the charge there from EMCC and take the basketball back. 35-33, 7:43 to go, and EMCC has led it all the way through. ICC has never led in this game. EMCC led it by as much as 11. ICC cut it to 4 at the halftime break, cut it to 6 at the end of the third quarter, and now they've cut it to all the way down to 2, with 7:30 to play in the contest. Metcalf working off a screen from Jemiah Hollings. Now asking for Rush to come up towards the top of the key. Hollings with it down into the paint. Puts up a shot, no good, and rebound to Zaire Burgess. Nice defensive stand there from ICC, and here comes Keely Wilson. Wilson running a bit of an isolation style set. 20 seconds on the shot clock, 7 minutes to play in the contest. Wilson comes here near side, or far side as you watch along the Let's Go ICC. Pulls up off the elbow. and was nowhere close to anything. Not
Rushed
the look
the
you're
shot.
looking for
No.
there on the offensive end.
Rushed the shot, just missed it.
Took that shot with 16 seconds on the shot clock, so had plenty of time remaining. Nonetheless, DMCC takes back over out into their front court. Good job by Tabria Gandy on Metcalf. Pass goes down low to Rush, and there's going to be a foul, and they're going to call that foul on Zaire Burgess. As it looked like she had a hand possibly on the basketball, but some contact over the top as well. So they brushed her up a little bit with the body as well, so that is the right call. Foul will send Amaya Rush to the charity stripe. Foul call does go against Burgess. First for Burgess, second for the team. So down the stretch here, we'll keep up with those team fouls. Free throw from Rush, no good. 2 fouls apiece with 6:39 to play here in the fourth quarter. So a chance to make it a 3-point game here for Amaya Rush. Second free throw, it is off the front iron, no good. So 0 for 2 for Rush off the stripe. Keely Wilson up the floor, kicks off into the corner, 3-point up and good for Whitney Watkins. As Watkins has looked for that 3-point shot, it's not fallen all night, but finally with 6:30 remaining, she hits one and gives ICC back the lead. 3-point shot up for Taylor Lattimore, no good, and ICC has the lead and the basketball, Jim.
Momentum here with the Lady Indians. 6 minutes left in the ball game. We're up by 1.
Keely Wilson, control of the basketball, being covered by Taylor Lattimore. 15 seconds on the shot clock as you would expect him to try to get it back to Watkins. She's got it. 3-point up, no good. Off the back iron, too hard that time for Watkins. It's not a huge crowd here inside the Davis Event Center tonight, but definitely some energy as this one looks like it's headed down to the wire and in between the number 1 and 2 teams in the division with lots riding on the matchup here tonight. Daniels kicks off the Rush from the free throw line. Jumper off the iron, no good. Keely Wilson with the board, and here she comes. She likes to run in transition. Bounce pass up to Watkins as she looked like she got pushed from behind. She did. She went up from the layup, and she got too far there and under the goal, but probably aided by a push in the back. That foul will go against Tia Daniels. That's her second personal, third team foul. And Watkins goes to the stripe as we see Tabria Gandy sub back onto the floor for the Lady Indians.
Lady Indians up 36-35, 5:34 left in the ball game. Jordan, I shouldn't say this, but East Mississippi has not scored this quarter.
Let's hope he didn't jinx that.
I hope I didn't jinx him, but we have played outstanding defense.
The first free throw from Watkins up and good. So largest lead of the night for ICC. They did not lead it till the 6:30 mark. It had been all EMCC up until that point, but 2 free throws there from Watkins. That pushes the lead out to 3 points. Gandy being that pest on the defensive side, making the basketball tough to inbound to Ty Metcalf. Metcalf now goes into control of it on the offensive end. Hollings with it, 35 feet away from the basket, gives off to Hawkins. The weave action as Metcalf gives back up top to Lattimore. Lattimore dribble drive off left side, puts one up, no good. Did not touch the rim, shot clock didn't reset, but it was rebounded by Hollings, and Hollings put it up and finished it with 1 second remaining on the shot clock and did not tie the game up. Cut it back to 1 point with 5 minutes remaining.
They didn't score in the first 5 minutes of the fourth quarter.
So you did jinx it there.
I
the next
jinxed it.
possession
Hey,
they scored.
Sorry.
38-37, ICC on top, under 5 to play in this matchup. Tabria Gandy, 10 seconds on the shot clock. Looking for some room, trying to get it in the lane. Backing down Metcalf, now kicks off to Watkins. Watkins open 3 from the near side wing, off the iron, no good. Rebound, fought for, kicked out of bounds, and they're going to say it's off of Pfeiffer. As there's Metcalf once again, getting in there, fighting for that rebound. So 1 point lead for ICC, 4:30 to play. EMCC basketball, and ICC again going to go back to that full court pressure. And that first quarter was a lot of half court sets on the defensive end for ICC, but it's been a lot more of a full court, just trying to make life difficult on the defensive end from that point on. Still patient on the offensive end as Hawkins pulls up a 3 from right in front of her own bench. No good off the back iron, but a long rebound out front to Taylor Lattimore, and EMCC has it back. Hawkins, good look down low inside. Can't get it to go. Rebound's kicked around. It's going to go off Whitney Watkins, and it's going to land in the arms of Hollings. Looked like she was out of bounds, but not. Just knocked loose, and they're going to say this time Overton touched it. She was out of bounds. 4 seconds, though, on the shot clock. As that thing looked like just a hot potato down there, just spinning all over the place. It does go out of bounds off ICC, though, but it'll be tough here for EMCC. It's got to have a good inbounds play with 3:54 remaining in the game. 4 seconds on the shot clock. Holland. Excuse me, that was Metcalf all the way up top. A give and go. Tries to pull up a three. One extra pass trying to go down low. There's the horn and a shot clock violation.
I don't think they knew it.
I don't think they knew it either.
I don't think the coach told them. Good defense by the Lady Indians, up 38-37, 3:49 left in the ball game.
It looked like it had that get and go action to it as they wanted to get that three for Metcalf out of the corner, but she tried to go one extra pass down to the block, and there was nowhere near enough time for that. Big possession offensively for ICC. It's Tabria Gandy being covered by Metcalf. Kicks off to Watkins, who had the big three to take the lead earlier. Watkins to Burgess down low, being covered by Hollins. Hollins got the better of the defense, passed him all the way up top to Overton. Overton's layup floater in the lane, no good, and there's going to be a foul on the rebound against ICC's Overton. That will be first foul against Shamaria Overton, third team foul, and she will sub off the floor. So Keely Wilson got a quick breather, but she's back out there, and she's kind of been where the energy's been supplied for the Lady Indians so far here tonight.
No doubt. Lady Indians up 38-37. 1 point lead, 3:15 left in the ball game. Lady Lions have the ball.
Taylor Lattimore with the basketball. 15 seconds on the shot clock, being covered by Keely Wilson. Works off a screen to the right, now looks come back left. Denies that though and kicks it down low into the paint. Now back out top to Hawkins. Hawkins out of the corner, tries to go baseline, nowhere to go. Swings up top to Lattimore. Lattimore for three, way downtown, and it hits the bottom of the net. There's a quick timeout after that made three by Sharon Thompson as her team has taken back the lead at 40-38 with 2:50 remaining in the contest. This is ICC basketball on the ICC Sports Network.
This broadcast of ICC Athletics is being brought to you by Renaissance Bank, Little Caesars, Davis Ford, the Sonic of Fulton, Tupelo Coca-Cola Bottling Works, the Orthopedic Institute of North Mississippi, First American National Bank, the ICC BSU, your Itawamba County Farm Bureau agent, Joey Cox, Cagle Eye Center, the ICC Foundation, the Bank of Okolona, and the ICC Alumni Association.
Here, you can be your best. The best train here. Learn here. Succeed here. Perform here. Win here. Thrive here. Itawamba Community College. The best start here.
40-38, EMCC has the lead, 2:50 to play in the contest. Jim, we were just talking a moment ago about the matchup earlier in the season, one that was won by EMCC 65-59 in overtime down in Scuba. And this game feels like it's kind of taking on the same shape.
No doubt. I wouldn't doubt another overtime game tonight. What a well-played game, a lot of energy, both teams.
Big offensive possession here for ICC, who's had the lead by as much as 4, trying to tie it back up here on this possession. Mariah Holland tied up with it down low, and pass comes back towards Gandy, knocked loose by Metcalf, and she gets the basketball back. I tell you what, she's just all over the place on both sides of the floor for the Lady Indians, or for the Lady Lions, excuse me. Patient offensive set, as you see Coach Thompson saying, let's run the set, let's slow things down. We got the lead, 2 minutes to play. 12 seconds on the shot clock as it goes back into the hands of Metcalf. Swings all the way back around the floor to Hawkins. Down low to Maddie Riley. Riley puts it in and good off the glass, off the far side block. And that's all you could ask for from an offensive possession is you use up the entirety of your shot clock and you get a no-footer. I mean, it's just right there underneath the goal. A gimme on the offensive end.
Good offense. We're down by 4. Minute 50 left in the ball game. 42-38. Mississippi Lions.
Tabria Gandy, pull up off the elbow, back iron, no good. Gets her own rebound, though, to the logo, puts one up, block shot, though, into the arms of Keely Wilson. Shot clock does not reset off that. Here's Watkins for 3, in and out, not there, as that one looked like it was going down. Basketball fought for, tied up, jump ball, and possession will belong to East Mississippi. You had a couple good looks there, Jim, and you just couldn't make one go home.
Thought that 3 was going down to cut it to 1. Just didn't happen.
Sub off the floor is Mariah Holland. We'll see Lamaya Pfeiffer back in. So reset the lineup for ICC. It's Tabria Gandy, Keely Wilson, Whitney Watkins, Zaire Burgess, and Lamaya Pfeiffer is the 5 in the game. ICC back into that press, trying to deny the basketball as they nearly forced the turnover, but Metcalf able to get it back and take over. 1:25 to play, 20 seconds on the shot clock, and you would definitely expect to see EMCC take up as much of the shot clock as they can right here. Metcalf drives the lane, doesn't do that though, puts up a floater in the lane, no good. Ball's knocked out of bounds by East Mississippi, and ICC gets it back. I did not expect to see them attack that quick. That helps ICC though. 4-point game, 42-38. EMCC leads, 1:13 remaining. The ball rolled in, waiting for the clock to start. There it starts all the way out nearly at the half-court stripe as Gandy tries to control the offense. Drives down there in the paint, kicks out top to Keely Wilson. Wilson off a screen from Pfeiffer, gets it in the lane, a bit of a floater, gets to the boards, no good. Ball's knocked loose off East Mississippi, and ICC holds possession. But again, just not a good shot there from Keely Wilson. Got tied up in the air all the way out by the free throw line. Shot clock resets to 20 seconds, 59.2 to play in the contest. Entry pass to Pfeiffer. Pfeiffer up top to Gandy. Gandy trying to get it back to Watkins off the screen, couldn't get it there. Gandy attacks and he's going to have a shot blocked from behind. Out of bounds again, and ICC will have the basketball. That's 2 times Gandy's got it down to the paint on this possession, though, and had it blocked from behind. 4-point game, 50 seconds to play. There's an inbound pass trying to get it to Burgess, and that's just not a great pass there. It's going to be knocked out of bounds off the arms of East Mississippi. But again, Wilson was trying to get it to Burgess. There was nowhere for the basketball to go. So down to 10 seconds on the shot clock. Still 4-point lead for East Mississippi. Gandy gets it in there, pulls up off the back iron, no good. Board fought for, into the arms of Burgess, then into Gandy, and then knocked loose. And East Mississippi has it. And I don't think ICC has a choice but to foul. They don't want to foul Metcalf, but they got to do it right there. And it'll be Tabria Gandy who fouls her from behind. That's the 4th foul on Gandy, 4th team foul. As they still need one more foul. And you hear Coach Porter right here says, Tabria, you cannot foul.
Can't be Tabria. Got to be someone else fouling.
That's who you want to foul right there. You want to foul Maddie Riley, and there's the foul as Lamaya Pfeiffer comes in there and gets it. But that's who you want to send to the free throw line. That'll be the first foul on Pfeiffer. And Riley will go to the free throw line for the first time. 31 seconds to play. A 4-point lead for EMCC, and they're at the line, trying to extend it to 6 points. Shamaria Overton onto the floor, subs off Keely Wilson. Substitutions brought to you by Renaissance Bank. There's 2 big free throws coming right here from Maddie Riley, the sophomore out of Velma Jackson down in Jackson, Mississippi. Her first one off the back iron, no good. So got to get the rebound here. As the EMCC drops everyone back. Don't want to risk a foul as the free throw no good. There's going to be a rebound to ICC. A whistle and a timeout called by Coach Porter if she's going to want to get her offensive unit in here. They'll move the basketball up the floor to the half-court line, and that's where ICC will have it. We'll keep it here during the break as a 30-second timeout. 4-point game. EMCC leads at 42-38. 30 seconds remaining, and we'll just kind of recap things here as EMCC led it for the first 34 minutes of the game. ICC took the lead at the 6:30 mark off a made 3-point basket by Whitney Watkins. They led it by as much as 4, but then it's kind of been nip-tucked from then on, back and forth, and EMCC's kind of controlled it here in the last 2 minutes.
No doubt about it, Jordan. This is not a 4-point play. You don't have to hit a 3 now. You got 30 seconds left in the ball game. Just get a good shot, cut it to 2, play good defense, take your chances there. Got to get a good shot off. Got to do it pretty quickly because we only got 30 seconds left in the ball game.
This is an opportunity where you want to get the ball down low in the paint. You want to attack it, and if you get fouled, you got a chance to score with the clock not running. That's what coaches want to do. Anytime you can steal some points when the clock's not running, that's the best bet. We'll see if ICC can do it. They'll put on the floor Shamaria Overton, Tabria Gandy, Scarlett Guess, Whitney Watkins, and Mariah Holland. So you got some good shooters out there on the floor for this possession. Inbound pass comes to Watkins. 3-pointer up out of the corner, no good. It was well defended. As ICC gets in there, tries to tie the ball up. It'll be a whistle and a foul, and I think they're going to get Overton on that one. It is Shamaria Overton. It's only Overton's 2nd foul. EMCC into the bonus, so it'll be 1-1 here. But it will be Ty Metcalf, who has kind of been the Achilles heel for ICC tonight. She's been where everything has gone wrong. It's a 2-shot foul, not a 1-1. First one is up and good from Ty Metcalf. So 5-point lead, 25.7 seconds remaining for the Lady Lions. Second shot from Metcalf. It's in there and good as well. Out to a 6-point lead. Timeout, Coach Robin Porter. She'll talk to her ladies. We'll take that timeout as well. 44-38, EMCC leads it. 25 seconds remaining in the contest. This is ICC Basketball on the ICC Sports Network.
This broadcast of ICC Athletics is being brought to you by Renaissance Bank, Little Caesars, Davis Ford, the Sonic of Fulton, Tupelo Coca-Cola Bottling Works, the Orthopedic Institute of North Mississippi, First American National Bank, the ICC BSU, your Itawamba County Farm Bureau agent, Joey Cox, Cagle Eye Center, the ICC Foundation, the Bank of Okolona, and the ICC Alumni Association.
(44-38), EMCC leads it. 25.7 seconds remaining, and they are 25.7 seconds away from trying to lock down a North Division championship here on the road. That is the Lady Lions. His inbound pass comes to Overton, gives back to Guest. Guest looking for somewhere to go. Good defense from East Mississippi. There's going to be a whistle and a timeout. Coach Porter saw that thing was headed nowhere, so she calls that timeout. She had a couple left under her belt, so might as well not take them to the locker room with you.
No
and again,
doubt.
we'll keep it here. Oh, it is a full timeout. It is a full timeout, so we'll take that timeout as well. 6-point EMCC lead, 19.7 seconds remaining. This is ICC Basketball on the ICC Sports Network.
Student involvement is a top priority here at Itawamba Community College.
If you want to be involved with student government, then the Student Government Association is the place for you.
If you have a stellar GPA, then Phi Theta Kappa is for you.
If you're interested in the diverse culture of our campus population, then the Diversity Club is for you.
If you're interested in leadership and service, then Indian Delegation is for you.
If you're majoring in computer programming or computer networking, then CPNA, the Computer Programming Networking Association, is for you.
If you're interested in good conversations and free lunch on Thursdays, then the Wesley Foundation is for you.
Our health science programs also have specific organizations.
Back here inside the Davis Event Center, 6-point lead for EMCC, but ICC's got the basketball. 20 seconds to play as they got to make something happen quickly on offense. Gandy drives the lane, layup in, no good. Rebound goes to EMCC. A quick foul, and that's going to send Maddie Riley back to the free throw line. Well, again, that's kind of been the story here down the stretch. Is ICC's had some good looks. That was a good look there for Gandy, and they've just not been able to make it go home.
You're right, Jordan, and we're down 44-38. 12.8 left in the ball game. They're shooting 2 free throws. What a valiant effort by the Lady Indians. Looks like we'll come up a little bit short tonight.
Riley back to the free throw line. 0 of 2 there on the night. First one from Riley is off the front iron, no good. So they've not done themselves any favors off the free throw line, that's for sure. Here's a second one coming from Riley. It's in there good. So again, another timeout from Coach Porter. Her team trails by 7 with 12.8 seconds remaining. But hey, you never know. Always time for a little bit of magic. You know, make a bucket here, a couple turnovers, and you can make something happen here. We'll keep it throughout this timeout. It is a full timeout. But, Jim, let's just kind of recap things here on what is sophomore night, as we're going to have the boys honored and then the girls here in between games. And a matchup was a big one. I mean, EMCC coming in on the night, they knew a win could clinch the North Division for them. ICC knew a win for them. I gave them an opportunity to, at worst, tie for the division championship. But it's been a valiant effort both ways here tonight.
You're right, Jordan. A very physical game. Both teams play very hard. And, you know, there is still a way for us to find a way to maybe tie this game up. But things have got to go right here with the last 13 seconds. But both teams played very hard. No doubt these are the 2 best teams in the North playing for the championship.
It's been a battle all the way through. A low-scoring defensive affair, just like we saw in Scuba back about a month ago in that game that went to overtime. Inbound pass comes to Gandy. Gandy got to make something happen in a hurry. Pass to Wilson. Wilson's going to dribble drive the lane, put up a floater from the logo. It rolls around and goes down. Clock stops at 6.1 seconds. 5-point lead, and EMCC is going to be called. They're going to call timeout. They are going to advance the basketball. So they inbound it, they get it up here, and they're going to advance the ball to the half-court stripe before Coach Sharon Thompson got that timeout. 30-second timeout. We're going to keep it here again. 5-point lead, 5.4 seconds remaining.
Jordan, we need a steal.
Yeah, I mean, you get a steal here and a quick bucket, and if you force a turnover, I mean, I've seen crazier things.
Oh, yeah.
5 points in 5 seconds. It can be done as ICC breaks the huddle. East Mississippi about to do the same. They're going to inbound it right beside their own bench. The ICC gotta sell out for the turnover here. As if they're able to successfully get the ball inbounded, a foul really doesn't do you much good. As your goal here has got to be to cut off the basketball. Can't let it get in. It's Ty Metcalf. Trouble getting the ball in. She will burn that timeout. There's nowhere to go with it. It was good defense by ICC, specifically to Bria Gandy, was that person that was out front. And anybody that comes free, her job is to step in front of them and get her arms open. She did just that.
You know, East Mississippi, there's only 5.4 seconds left in the ball game. If they're going to make a turnover, they need to be throwing the ball toward their basket. Makes us have to use up some time. We'd love for them to throw it away from the basket.
Absolutely. You want to be going towards your basket, and that's why advancing the basketball is so important right there as well. As even if ICC does force a turnover, they've got to go 50 feet to get it anywhere towards the rim. As EMCC does get it inbounded to Metcalf. Metcalf stays away from the foul. She's going to run the clock out. As ICC tried to foul her but couldn't quite do it, and EMCC is going to celebrate a North Division championship here on the floor of the Davis Event Center as they're going to escape a defensive battle by a score of 45-40 in a game where they led it all the way to the midpoint of the fourth quarter. ICC snagged that lead away right there, felt pretty good about it for a few minutes, but EMCC got in there and fought for it and is able to get away with a win here tonight on the road. We'll send it to break. We'll come back with the Renaissance Bank post-game report. We'll take a look at those final stats, and we'll recap everything from a defensive battle here tonight in the ladies' action on the floor of the Davis Event Center. This is ICC Basketball on the ICC Sports Network.
Ever since you got that license, you haven't stopped moving forward. Now that you're older and on the move, you need a safer place to keep your money. We get it. A student checking account frees you up with things like mobile check deposit to take care of that check from grandma without having to stop at a bank. Pay with your phone when you're out with friends. And stop worrying about ATM fees. We'll pay you back for those. Worry about your future, not your money. And know that we'll stick with you wherever you go. Renaissance Bank, understanding you. Member FDIC.
A lot happening here in the Davis Event Center tonight. Not only a division matchup between ICC and EMCC, but it's also sophomore night as we're getting ready to take you to the floor for those presentations, as a whole host of sophomores for both the men and women's team. Men will be honored first, and they'll get the women after that. As we're just kind of awaiting things to get started here on the floor before we send it down courtside to honor those sophomores. We'll do that now. We'll send you to public address announcer Sam Ferris as he'll introduce you to our sophomores.
Number 24, Shamar Brown. Our next sophomore is Team Lucas Carlton from Batesville, Mississippi. Casey is joined by his brother Angelo Sanford. He is majoring in athletic training. He came to Illinois Community College as a walk-on and successfully earned a basketball scholarship. And he is a participating member in a fellowship Christian athlete program. Number 1, King Lucas Carlton. From Tupelo, Mississippi, and Shannon High School, number 15, Rance Chen. Rance is joined by his brother Shabella Chen, his father Max Chen Sr., his brother Marquise Scorpion, Fernand Kitten Walker, his godparents William Dillon, and his Toledo Kevin. He is majoring in criminal justice. In 2018, Rance played 3 student athlete program. He is a Dean's Post recipient and he participated in a fellowship with a Christian athlete. Number 15, Rance Chen. From Auburn, Mississippi, Michael Crum. Michael is joined by his brother, Mississippi participating in the Fellowship of the Christian Athletes program. Number 2, Michael Crump. Our next sophomore, all the way from Hughes, Arkansas, number 3, Charlante Doolittle. Charlante is joined now by his English German leader. At ICC, he is majoring in physical education. He's been a 2-year starter as a member of the UD's basketball program, and he actively participates in the Fellowship of the Christian Athletes. Number 3, Charlante Doolittle. From Oakland, Mississippi, number 22, Darius Hobson. And is joined now by his parents, Michael Hobson and Jason Hobson. He is majoring in physical education at ICC. He is a 2019 MVP Student Athlete Award winner. He made the Dean's Test. He is a 2-year starter on the ICC men's basketball team and has been chosen as an NAC Player of the Week. He has been nominated for the Oklahoma Community College Hall of Fame, and he is an active member of the Fellowship of the Christian Athletes program. Number 22, Darius Hobson. From Akron, Mississippi, Jeremy Miller. Jeremy is joined by his mother, Leslie Miller, and his father, Nathan Miller. His niece, Zoe Miller, and his cousin, Angel's sister. At ICC, Jeremy is majoring in elementary education. He participates in the Fellowship of Christian Athletes program. He is a member of the Baptist Student Union. He was nominated for District Oklahoma Community College, and he was on his homecoming board in 2019. Number 20, Jeremy Miller. And our final sophomore on the men's basketball program is Desmond Gilbert from Emory. Desmond is joined by his brother, Keisha Gilbert, his sister, Gilbert, and his girlfriend, Jasmine Conner. Desmond has been an ICC men's basketball team manager for 2 years, and he is majoring in broadcast journalism at ICC. Indians manager, Desmond Gilbert. Let's give a round of applause for all of our ICC men's basketball 2020 sophomore. And now introducing the members of the Lady Indian softball program who are sophomores to be recognized tonight, starting with number 4, Whitney Watkins. Whitney is from Decatur, Alabama, and Austin High School. She is being escorted now by her mother, Cheryl Johnson, father, Brian Watkins, and brothers Jay and Chad. She is majoring in sports management at ICC and currently has a 2.7 GPA, and she is a member of the Fellowship of the Christian Athletes program.
Let's go, Whitney!
Number 4, Whitney Watkins. Our next sophomore on the Lady Indian basketball team is number 11, Tabria Davey. Brady is from Starkville. She is being escorted by her mother, Tamika Davis, grandmother, Beverly Davis, and sister, Marla Davis. She is majoring in physical education and currently has a 2.8 GPA at ICC, and she is a member of the Fellowship of the Christian Athletes program. Number 11, Tabria Davey. Our next sophomore is number 13, Tabria Brownlee. Tamoya is from Holcomb. She has been escorted by her mother, Sandra, sister, Kiara, and brother, Darius. While at ICC, she has been majoring in occupational therapy and currently has a 2.96 GPA. She is a member of the Fellowship of the Christian Athletes Program. Number 13, Tamoya Brownlee. Our next sophomore is number 14, Tatiana Novak. Tatiana is from Forest City, Arkansas. She is been escorted by our brother April. While at ICC, Tatiana has been majoring in sports management and currently has a 2.76 GPA. And she's an active member of the Fellowship of Christian Athletes Program. Number 14, Tatiana Norman. Our next sophomore is number 15, Elizabeth Ingram. Leah is from Class 2. She has been escorted by her parents, Bruce and Marlene Ingram. While at ICC, Leah has been majoring in biology and currently has a 4.94 GPA. She is a member of the Phi Kappa Group and the Fellowship of Christian Athletes, as well as the ICC Honors College. Number 15, Elizabeth Ingram. Our next sophomore is number 22, Sarah Krumlo. Sarah has been joined tonight by her father, Brian Krumlo, and brothers John and Stephen, and sister Ellen. While at ICC, Sarah has been majoring in pharmacy and currently has a 3.93 GPA. She is an active member of the FCA program as well as Phi Kappa and the ICC Science Club. Number 22, Sarah Faribo. And finally, number 23, Keely Wilson. Keely is from Portland, Mississippi. She has been escorted by her mother, K.G. Price, and father, Edward Wilson. While at ICC, Keely has been majoring in exercise science and currently has a 3.1 GPA. At ICC, she is a member of the FCA program as well as Phi Kappa. Number 23, Keely Wilson. ICC would like to say thank you to all of the sophomores on behalf of the college family for your hard work and dedication and commitment to ICC athletics. We salute you on this special night. Let's give a round of applause for all of our ICC 2020 sophomores.
Ever since you got that license, you haven't stopped moving forward. Now that you're older and on the move, you need a safer place to keep your money. We get it. A student checking account frees you up with things like mobile check deposit to take care of that check from grandma without having to stop at a bank. Pay with your phone when you're out with friends. And stop worrying about ATM fees. We'll pay you back for those. Worry about your future, not your money. And know that we'll stick with you, wherever you go. Renaissance Bank, understanding you. Member FDIC,